Today we're working on a 2011 Hyundai Sonata. And do you have this problem in your steering wheel? As you rotate the steering wheel, you can hear it click. You can do that either fast or slow, and especially when you're turning going down the road. Every time you turn the wheel, you hear that noise. Now you may be wondering what it is. This little part is the whole reason of the problem, and it's located down inside the steering column. Here's the new part and where it lives. As you can see, it's shredded into several pieces. It acts like a buffer between two mating surfaces that are constantly playing against each other. Well, since it's broken apart, you get the noise that you're hearing. Now we'll show you where it's located and how to replace it. So what we have to do is get access to that part. We actually have to lower the steering column down. We'll take some parts off, get to it, and then we can simply replace that part. You can get this part several places online, but your car dealership will probably have it, and it really only costs about $3. Okay, to get this out, there's a little plastic piece that's above the steering column there that just simply pops out. It may feel like it's in too tight, but it's just clips. Now there's little white clips that go in there, and then they hook to this piece you just pulled out. Sometimes they'll fall down inside there, so keep track of them, and those have to go back on to hold this plastic piece in tight. Otherwise it'll be loose like that. So we have to lower this steering column. So what we have to do is expose some of the parts there by taking some of these plastic pieces on the bottom off. There's two screws, one right there and on the other side. So we'll take those off first. And take that fuse cover off.
There's that one clip.
Yeah.
This side seems like it's...
When you take that side piece off, that gives you access to a couple more screws. There are several electrical connectors. Usually you have to squeeze something like a lock release.
Yeah.
Now one of the hard ones here is the computer connector. So you just have to kind of press one in and get one side out and then the other. You'll have to fiddle with it a little bit. Now you can get this part out of the way. The silver plate has to come off. There's two screws on the right side, and there's three on the left. Now there's two nuts on each side of the steering column that have to be taken off. That'll allow the steering column to drop. They're 12s. Take the nuts completely off. In addition to those 2 nuts at the top, there's actually 2 on the back too, so there's 4 that hold the steering column up. For these, it's better if you use a socket with an extension. Now at this point, with those 4 screws out, the column should start to come down. There's going to be a few electrical connectors. As you lower that down, you're going to see that they kind of tighten up. So you just need to disconnect them so that you won't stretch the wires. And then the column should lay down pretty far. Now with it laying down there, you can see where we're trying to get to is this little silver housing right there. That's what we have to take off. There's 3 screws. We're going to take that off now. It's a tight fit, but you can do this. Now you want to be sure and get the black screws. They're a T30, and the silver ones are a T25. So get the big black ones. There's only 3, and they go all the way around. Now at this point, just take a small flathead screwdriver and pry the top part of that up. The bottom part is actually attached to the column, so just take the top off. And now you can see the little black piece in there that's all shaved apart. It's disintegrated. Well, that's the part now that we have to take the little stem out of there, vacuum all that out, and then put the new piece in. So here's the new piece. Now the little legs going around is what is shaved off and disintegrated. The stem is still in there. We'll have to pry that up in a minute. But let's clean it out. Now the legs to that black plastic piece is what came apart, but the stem is still in there and you probably won't get that out vacuuming. So just use a small screwdriver, place it underneath there, and pry it up. You really can't hurt anything. It'll just pry up, and you may have to vacuum again a little bit more. But anyway, that's what's got to come out. Otherwise, the new one won't fit in. Now take your new part, and it should slip right in there. And there's really no right or wrong to it. It should just fit right in. Push it down nice and tight. And then we're ready to take that top and place it back over the top and get it lined up. Now it really should not be hard to line up. You may have to just turn your steering wheel just a little, which will make that black plastic piece rotate. Once you get it all lined up and squeezed back down, then we have to insert the screws again. Then just use a ratchet with a little short extension on it and you'll be able to tighten those down. Now you need to notice this. Look just to the right of my wrist. Do you see this little hook? That hook is attached to the top of the steering column. As you raise it, it has to slide into an opening for it. If you don't get it lined up, you're going to have a difficult time getting that column to line up. That hook is there to help you hold the raised column in place while you attach the fasteners that pull it up tight. Then it's time to simply reattach the steering column in the reverse order that you took it down from. Things should line up. Make sure your fasteners don't get on the wrong side of the column, so check that they're all on the left side, and then you should just be able to raise that column up in place and hook up your fasteners. Yes, it will take some time, But by doing it yourself, or with some help, you can save yourself some money. Look, no noise.